We are back live at Angel Stadium, getting set to go racing. Heat 2 coming up. Riders' nerves just pegging the meter. Hey, we asked you for some Twitter pictures. Check these two guys out. Now, NASCAR fans, you might not recognize them right away, but one of those is, sliced bread. Joey Logano and his pal Coleman Presley watching, geared up, ready to go back in North Carolina. I love it, guys. Fantastic.
Keep it coming.
Awesome.
Keep
Good
it coming.
stuff.
Keep those pictures coming. I love it. Racers all around the country and around the world tuning in to watch.
How are we going to get some recliners up here in the TV booth as well?
I know.
What do we got to do?
We got to talk to Joey about that TV setup he's got there too. Looks like that's a little bit bigger than the basic 32-incher. All right.
Here we
Heat
go.
two.
Big
Nine more riders going to transfer straight from here to the main event.
This has your fastest qualifier on it, guys. Ryan Sykes.
And Dean Wilson is in here, Martin Davalos, Nico Izzi, Matt Moss, Christian Craig, a lot of big names, Ryan Sipes, and Zach Osborne back racing with us after some time in Europe. Here we go.
Gonna be a close one.
Oh, there's some bar banging and a couple of riders down. Tough blocks getting scattered all over the place.
That's
the 23 machine going down right in the middle of everybody. Garrett Swanepoel has his issues. Meanwhile, out front is the 31 of Davalos.
Davalos, veteran of the class.
Never a
He better
surprise.
be doing this, yeah.
I think he did the same thing last year here at Anaheim Supercross. Started off really good. I think it's time for him to live up to his expectations this year. I mean, the guy is always a contender and seems like he has a little bit of slip up. This is no surprise to us to see this from him.
You know, when he broke through and got that lights win in Toronto a couple of years back, I think a lot of us thought that was going to be the beginning of a lot of them, and they just haven't developed.
Yeah, it just seems like he has little mistakes here. Look at this.
Yeah, watch this here on the left box here, that replay of the start. That's Ryan Marmont on that JDR KTM trying to grab the whole shot, but the Suzuki rider here ended up out front, just nudged him out. This is that same section. This is where it gets in this one line, kind of see the rolling of these singles. I mean, this isn't your traditional Supercross track. This isn't what these guys would be practicing on day after day.
No, it sure isn't, but I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of time to be made up in those 90-degree turns like that. You really got to get the bike working for you. And, you know, those tenths of a second can add up, as you guys can see on some of the lap times as we've seen in practice. Very close.
Chasing Davalos, who is our race leader, is Dean Wilson on the 15. Marmont, Moss, Izzy, the top 5, with Osborne coming along in 6th.
I tell you what, these two KTM riders here, this J-Star-backed team, managed by Nathan Ramsey. This is an incredible effort. They've had some riders. PJ Larson was injured. He's going to the east. Added these guys. I mean, this is these guys have kind of came out of nowhere in the last year to put together some really talented riders and a great effort.
Right, Nathan Ramsey was a great racer, great test rider, knows how the bikes are supposed to work. It doesn't surprise me that these guys are doing good.
Oh, and look at Izzy on the 50, make the move there. Nico coming inside to get around Marmont. That'll take over 4th, and now he settles in to try to catch Moss. That's Matt Moss on the 105 KTM.
Yeah, Moss just had a bad lap. He went from 3rd. He's going to be back in 5th right now. The rider that I'm really interested to see is who's in 2nd, just in front of this group, Dean Wilson, because I believe he's got some speed going.
Here he comes, Nico Izzi. Nice move on the Valley Motorsports entry, that Starback bike.
You know, really good to see Nico Izzi out here riding what he's capable of riding. Was a really good amateur, had a couple good years in his first professional years, and then was kind of plagued with a few injuries. And now, you know, he's riding like he should be riding. I'm happy to see it for him. Look at there, tripling up on top of that tabletop and then bouncing off over that single. That's very hard to do on a 250F.
Well, the thing is, I mean, Ricky, we've been here in the booth the last few years. I've been retired for over a decade. It becomes so transparent when a rider is working hard, okay, and when he's not, results aren't there. If he is, results come.
Battle here, Jeff, and a good one. That's Osborne coming through here on the 338. And Zach working on Moss here.
Wow, look at that
these two
single,
really
single,
going out. That's actually the 112 of Marmont. as he comes ripping through there.
Yeah, we were talking about it being really one line through there, but look at, there was a pass there, and it just comes down. If you need to make a pass, you are going to make it happen if you need to, and he did.
If you're riding with, you know, riding aggressive, and if you're not on the brakes, you're on the gas, on the gas, you're on the brakes. I mean, no coasting. You are completely driven every you know, foot of the track.
The JDR J-Star KTM teammates run together in 5th and 6th, side by side. Here they come. Give the edge right now, but not for long, to the 112 of Marmont. Then it switches up quickly, and now getting into the fray is Mayer here on the 312. Teddy Mayer right in the mix.
And look who's creeping up just behind these guys on that Troy Lee Honda. Christian Craig, his father Mike Craig won this class back in 1990 at this very same stadium. Wow. Family history of success here at Angel Stadium.
That's pretty neat. Big cool story, father-son.
Well, I don't think we've had another father-son inside Angel Stadium, have we?
Well, last year,
Hansen.
Josh Hansen and his father, Donnie Hansen, would have, well, I'd have to check the record books to see if Donnie won here. He won a Supercross title, so he might have.
But it might not have been in the same class, too.
Nah, they didn't even have 125s back in the early 80s. Lights, I should say.
Craig on the 43, sitting back here inside the top 10 in a transfer spot.
I'll tell you what, this kid, 43, he's got some great technique, serious style and speed going. Made a little bobble there, but he might get passed twice here.
That's Jason Anderson on the 44, who comes by in the yellow and black.
Anderson taking 2 positions in like 3 turns.
And Jeff, we were watching Anderson in practice, and we were all talking about, you know, how he's really starting to come into his own in practice today, and looking like here in this heat race, coming, you know, taking off where he left off as an amateur.
Anderson has his Rockstar Energy Suzuki running well on the final lap here in heat number 2.
And this guy's looking good right now, as he did last year. You know, you start to believe in him because he does have some goods.
Remember, the top 9 transfer, those are the ones highlighted in green. Everybody in red needs to improve a position not to go to the LCQ.
Look at this. Dean Wilson has really put on a strong charge. I was just going to say how Davalos has set a fast lap time of a 1:01.9, but I think this last lap for Wilson is going to be quicker than that.
This is the battle for the lead right here. Davalos in the yellow and black. Wilson on the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki.
All over him.
And you can hear the crowd getting into it now.
Let's see what Wilson's going to do. He's good through the whoops. Use those long legs to his advantage.
Here comes Wilson. Checkered flag, and it goes to Davalos. Barely by 1/10 of a second over the finish line jump.
Hey, I think we just learned something right there. There's some different lines here going to start to, as the track starts to groom in a little bit, get some ruts going.
This is over the final transfer that you're watching here. Marmont's on that 112, and he's just going to get it.
J-Star KTM gets both boys in.
Osborne gets a transfer. There's Martin.
That's a good feeling. Get that out of the way. What was it like, Ricky? You know, just...
You know what it was like. I mean, you've done it many a times, man. It's a great feeling. Get that little notched out check mark by the box.
Ricky, you saw he had a quick conversation with his mechanic. What usually, you don't have a whole lot of time there right then. Is it 1 or 2 quick words?
Yeah, what you do is you tell your mechanic real quick, hey, it was good here. Hey, we need to work on this for the main event. Granted, the main event conditions going to be a little bit different, a little bit rougher.
There's a look at your results. Remember, the top 9 go. So everybody through Marmont goes on straight to the main.
Chris Plouffe just misses it. That guy, he's got some talent. I think in this season we're going to really see him emerge. But he's going to have to get in the main first.
Well, anything can happen.
Well, you know, with our lights heats done, we're getting ready for Supercross heats coming up next. All right, Martin's got his headset on. Hey, Martin, you got a lot of pressure there at the very end from Dean Wilson. Could you feel him closing in quickly? What happened with your pace?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I started off good, and I had a good pace going. We've been struggling a little bit with the bike, but I know the guys are going to do a great job to get it where I wanted. My bike was bogging a little bit there, but, you know, Dean was definitely coming, and, you know, I saw where he was, and, you know, he almost got me in the last corner, but, you know, I couldn't thank enough of my sponsors, Rockstar, Energy Suzuki, Bel-Ray, Dunlop, One Industries, the Horizon Hobby, just everybody. Thank you so much.
All right, Martin, congratulations on the winning. Best of luck tonight in the main event. Okay.